It has been an incredibly busy few days. I'm wrapping up the allotment plot right now and bringing home plants that I want to have here in the home garden. And one of those is the Joan J raspberries that we're growing in my raspberry bed at the allotment. And what I've been doing is digging those plants up, washing them of any soil so they're bare root, bringing them home, planting them, and then creating a no-dig bed around them. And I will go through that at the end of this video. But what I wanted to share with you today as well is 5 tips for starting a raspberry bed. And now that we are heading into late winter, this is a really good time for many of us to be planting raspberry beds, getting them ready for spring, and we could even have incredible harvests later on this summer. So let's go through that, and then again, stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm going to show you the new raspberry bed and plans for a second one as well. Raspberries are one of my most favorite things to grow. Now, once you have a bed established, they are incredibly easy to maintain, and they really only require a bit of mulch and pruning. That's it for the year, and then you get reliable harvests year in and year out because they're perennial. They keep coming up, so you can rely on them to keep producing a delicious harvest of berries. And depending on the variety that you choose, and also the type of raspberry, you could have fresh harvests of berries from early summer all the way to the first days of autumn. Also, as with most things, homegrown just tastes so much better. And if your raspberries are sun-ripened, freshly picked, there's nothing better. You can't buy better in a supermarket. And to be fair, when I am picking raspberries, half to more than half of the berries never make it into the kitchen. They're just so good. So if you are thinking about planting a raspberry bed, you enjoy raspberries, you want something low maintenance to look after, and a reliable harvest, it really is a no-brainer. My first tip for starting a brand new raspberry bed is to begin with bare root plants. These are 4 raspberry plants that I dug up from the allotment, and I cleaned all of the soil off of them because we have an invasive species at the allotment, the New Zealand flatworm, and I'm trying my best not to bring them home. But you can also order bare root raspberry plants just like these from nurseries, and they arrive on your doorstep, so they're super, super convenient, and they're also way cheaper than buying raspberry plants in spring that are all potted up. Now, most people do tend to start raspberry beds that way because you go to the garden center, you get inspired, and then you end up buying those plants and putting them in spring. Perfectly fine. And with potted raspberries, you can start planting them in, well, all throughout the year, to be honest. Whenever you have them, as long as the ground isn't frozen, go ahead and plant them. Bare root, you do need to plant in the winter, and that's when you order and plan to get your raspberry bed in. So with some prior thoughts and some prior planning, you can get really inexpensive raspberry plants and get them in before all those other spring tasks start piling up. My second tip is really pertinent, and it's a big mistake that I think a lot of people make when planting raspberries. I've ordered 2 other varieties of raspberries for the home garden. I've got Polka here, and I also have Malling Minerva. And they look pretty much the same, don't they? Raspberries, bare root in plastic bags. One of them is an autumn fruiting, and one of them is a summer fruiting. So my second tip is make sure you know which type your raspberries are, because if you lose that label or you forget the variety, then you could run into some difficulty with getting harvest from your plant, because there's a difference in how you prune these and how they produce harvests. Now, Polka is an autumn fruiting raspberry, which means that it produces fruit on first-year canes, Primocanes. Mulling Minerva is summer fruiting, and it only produces fruit on wood, so canes that grew in the previous year. So if you accidentally prune those canes down, then you won't get any berries, and you have to wait another year before you see any. Autumn fruiting are really easy. You just cut all the canes down after the plant has produced berries, so you can do it in autumn, you can do it throughout winter, and you don't have to think about which canes you need to keep for the next year. With summer fruiting, it's really important to know which is which and to prune out the old wood. The third tip is plant your raspberry plants well. And what that means is give them a nice position that they're going to thrive in. Raspberries like slightly acidic soil. They like it to be fertile. They like it to be moisture retentive but free draining, and in a really bright, sunny place. That's where they're going to do their best. They don't respond well, especially initially when you first plant them, if there's lots of weeds around or other plants that they're competing against. And so removing those plants and keeping on top of mulching will really ensure that your raspberry bed takes off. Another thing is that raspberry plants do best if you plant them a little bit of a distance apart from one another. They will start forming runners and clumps as the years progress. These are perennial plants, they'll live a long, long time. But if you initially start by planting them about 18 to 24 inches apart, that gives them elbow room to move outwards, to establish and be really healthy plants. My fourth tip for starting a new raspberry bed is to put supports or trellises in at the same time as you are planting all of those plants. Now, having a trellis or some kind of system that holds the raspberry canes up will help them from getting knocked over by the winds. And here on the Isle of Man, we have summer storms that whip through, and they've flattened my raspberry patch before in the past, before I put the trellises up. So that's really important. The other thing is that trellises can help you to keep track of which canes grew the previous year and which are the new canes. And that's really more important for the Floricanes, so those summer fruiting raspberries. And that helps you when it comes time to pruning them later on in the year. And it also helps with giving aeration and also accessibility to all of the berries that are starting to ripen. And T-frame supports seem to be the more popular for summer fruiting. And you can bow those canes out and all the new canes come up through the center. You don't bother with those, but having the wires and the supports holds those canes out, gives them support, and you can easily harvest from them. With autumn fruiting raspberries, they fruit all on canes grown the first year. So all the canes potentially will have berries. And that's why I use H-frame supports for them. And those strictly give a little bit of structure, a little bit of support, and help the patch or the raspberry bed from being toppled over by fierce weather. My fifth tip in starting a new raspberry bed is important at the time that you're starting the bed, but also every single year you need to think about this. And that is mulching all around the plants with either aged manure or compost, garden compost. And that's really important because it helps to suppress weeds, but it also feeds the soil around the plants, and that can mean much healthier plants. It also locks moisture into the soil. So if you have a relatively thick layer of compost on top, and especially if it's a dry summer or you're in a slightly dry climate, that will lock moisture in, and it will keep those plants a lot happier, a lot healthier, and a lot more productive than if you did not mulch the soil. Now, all that means, mulching, is just putting a layer of compost or a layer of aged manure, which is a type of compost, on the soil. And that's all you do. You just spread it out and you leave it. And that is the principle behind no-dig gardening, which is what I practice here in the home garden. And it just makes things so much easier and the plants are so much healthier. So those 5 tips, if you follow those initially when you start off a raspberry bed, you'll be ready for a successful harvest and gorgeous raspberries to come. It's taken 2 afternoons, but the first raspberry bed here in the new house is in. These are autumn fruiting raspberries. They're the Joan Jays that I took from the allotment and washed off, and they came home with me bare root. And I've planted 8 of them here in a single row. The plants are about 18 inches to 24 inches apart. I just kind of guesstimated, and they're in a single row, which is unlike how they were planted at the allotment. At the allotment, I actually inherited that patch, and the person who planted it did it kind of as like a double row or a staggered double row really close together. But having the plants that close together meant that it was a little bit problematic getting inside the raspberry patch to harvest berries. And so I'm opting to just have single rows now. So we've got a single row here. It's about 12 feet long. It's about 3 feet wide. And I've planted them using a kind of a made up no-dig technique. I've not seen it done like this before, but it makes sense to me. I started by planting each of these plants and just dug a small hole, planted them inside. I didn't add any amendments. The soil here is quite fertile. It is quite moisture retentive. Afterwards, I've laid cardboard on top. Now, when you're using cardboard as a mulch material, it's better to use wet cardboard than dry. And I had a combination of both. Dry cardboard kind of flips up and moves around in the breeze or the wind, whereas wet cardboard is a lot easier to put down and it kind of molds to the ground. Now, the cardboard is a light exclusion material that is just temporary, and it's held down now by compost. And there's about, I would say about an inch of compost on top. And what that's doing is it's holding the cardboard down. The cardboard will kill the grass underneath, and the compost will continue to feed the soil and keep weeds from growing in this patch as well. So we've got 8 plants here in this row. I've got quite a few more raspberries to go, but the next step for this particular row is putting in some supports. I have another video showing how I put in H-frame supports for autumn fruiting raspberries. And you will see the raspberry supports in the next video, but if you want to see how I make them, you can head over to my previous one and check that out. If you look at conventional advice for starting a new raspberry bed, what you tend to find is the advice to work over the soil, dig in some compost or some other type of fertilizer, and make sure that there's no weeds, and then you put your plants in, and then your trellises, etc. As a no-dig gardener, I wanted to do something a little bit different, because no-dig gardening, it saves time, it saves effort. I've got a supply of compost here. And so what I did differently is I dug holes for each one of the raspberry plants, and there are 8 in this first row. I didn't put anything else in the hole but the plants, covered them over, planted them to the same level that they were originally growing. And then I spread cardboard all around them and then piled compost on top. Now, with no-dig gardening, I think a lot of people get confused and think that you can't dig anything at all, and I certainly did when I first started out. But that's not true. It just means no unnecessary digging. And when you are trying to plant plants like raspberries or trees, you obviously need to dig a hole. And so this is my no-dig raspberry bed approach. Now, if you are planning on putting in a raspberry bed as well, and it could be that you just want to try some new varieties, maybe some earlier fruiting types, or maybe you've never tried a summer fruiting variety or an autumn fruiting, now is a great time to be thinking about that. And whether you're using a more conventional approach with starting that bed or my more experimental no-dig bed style, if you follow those 5 tips, you are sure to be successful. Now, you are going to see the raspberry bed and a second one along with their trellises in the next video, so the garden in February. But before then, do check out my berry garden video. And these are a lot of the berries that I grow in the allotment or have grown, and that will have their place here in the new home garden. And I bet there's at least one type of berry in that mix that you've never heard of before. So go check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.